October 17th, 2015, we're at the bridge over the Carmel River at Rosie's Cracker Barrel on Esquilin. And we were here just a few days ago, a week ago. No water, now we have water flowing. Good morning.
How you doing?
Good. Have you lived here for a while?
Nope.
Nope?
First time.
To visit or just living here now?
Visiting friends here.
Do your friends talk about the water issues on Monterey at all?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What have they said?
Well, we talk about groundwater and issues pertaining to that, but what specifically are you interested in?
Well, looking at opinions, since I've got one, if you look at the width of this river, you can see that it flows pretty voraciously at times.
Yeah.
And that if we had storage for the water that's going out to the ocean, it would make a lot of more sense than using the ocean for storing the water. And
Who's
then,
using the ocean for storing the water?
well, the powers that be want to have a desalinization plant. They're going to get the water from the ocean and take the salt out of it. When they could bypass that step by simply saving the water that's going out to the sea.
Yeah, it seems to me the thing that people ought to be doing is building groundwater recharge basins and capturing the water and treating our aquifers as though they were holy, precious, sacred waters.
My God, can I take your picture? Please.
It's criminal, you know.
Yes,
It's
it is
just
criminal.
nutty, and it ought to be a major effort, especially, you know, not necessarily...
Excuse me, sir. Do you know what an aquifer is?
I'm not into a discussion about water politics.
Ah, see, there you have the problem.
Are you
there.
from here?
Born and raised.
Uh-huh.
Ran for mayor 3 times.
Oh. Oh, yeah. No, it's a big issue. But I mean, there's other places where they need to do it more urgently than here. In the Central Valley, I heard the statistic yesterday of 1.5 inch subsidence per month in some places in the Central Valley. Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Well, there's a drought. Although I guess maybe I should ask what subsidence means. You're talking about the aquifer level is receding?
No, I'm talking about land levels sinking because the aquifer is being depleted.
Oh, and that's what the term implies. Okay. So some of the water politics here, Clint Eastwood volunteered to give 2 pieces of land where we could put reservoirs in, and one for one they said, no, we don't want no stinking reservoirs. We want a desalination plant. All of the mayors combined, we have Cal-Am is the California American Water Company, which basically changed its names from RWE, which is a German corporation worldwide bent on taking over all water. And so, as I put it, they changed their name to protect the guilty, from RWE back to Cal-Am. But the fact that from roughly 1975 on, we started seeing any of the small reservoirs were being removed, taken offline. None of the infrastructure was repaired. And the last meeting I went to with Cal-Am officials, these were the guys running the company. I said, I just want to know one question. Where are you pumping the water from? Is it coming out of the reservoir and or from your pumping stations? But is water coming out of your dam, Los Padres Dam? And none of them could answer that question. I don't think it is anymore because I don't think they've maintained the infrastructure up there at the dam. So they're just pumping everything out of the mouth of the
You know what that is?
valley. Couldn't tell. What was it?
Belted kingfisher.
Huh. I'll have to quit drinking coffee for a while so I could see that. It was moving too
Or
fast
drink more
for me.
coffee.
Maybe.
Now, what's the best trail around here that goes along the river?
Right there below you.
In the bottom, you mean?
Yeah. If you go down to Garrapatta, or not Garrapatta, but Garland Ranch,
Yeah.
about 5 miles south of here.
But that's such a huge area, and I can't really exactly locate where the best trails would be along the river. Where would I turn off of Carmel Valley Road to get to that trail?
That's right on the Carmel Valley Road. So it'll say Garland Ranch, and there's parking right on the side of the road
I
there.
see. How many miles down is that?
5.
Red-shouldered hawk. Well,
No, this is all water politics. This is all get a desalinization plant going.
there's big problems with desalinization.
Oh, I agree. I wouldn't want it.
Big problems.
The biggest is who's in control of it. See, right now, we on the Monterey Peninsula pay 15 times the state average for our water. They have a tiered system of charging people, and nobody can really figure out exactly how it works. Then they've been charging people really exorbitant figures, like they'll say you have had a leak, and all of a sudden you get a $5,000 or $10,000 water bill, and there's not been enough publicity in the local papers to counterbalance what's really going on, but it's a fraud. Simply a fraud.
So you're concerned not only about the water, but the way it's managed and the failure to do things that ought to be done.
All of the above. They've taken a direction of convincing the populace, or a portion of the populace, that in order to stave off building growth, that we need to not have a water supply that would be sufficient to encourage the growth, as opposed to land management programs stopping that growth. So they're using water to stop the growth. But then they're now using the water to eliminate the poor people. When you're paying 15 times the average for your water bill, and you're on a fixed income from the 60s, then sell your property and take the money and go elsewhere. And that's the direction that it's taken.
Yeah, well, I live in Santa Barbara, and we also are reluctantly moving toward, dig this, connecting a 10-year-old desal plant that we ordered in the last drought but never had to implement it, and so now we're going to pull that out of mothballs.
I followed that story, yeah.
And you know, the mayor's reluctant to do it, but what options does she have, you know? And so they're going to go ahead with that, and of course we're going to be done with the drought perhaps this winter. It's a wacky system, but you know, the big picture is we're in so many areas, we're handing the next generation so many
Here's your bills, bud.
intractable problems
Yeah.
that it's to me it's I wouldn't even think of raising a child now. It's so ominous how many mistakes we're making, and how fast the population is growing, and how that really encumbers all sorts of rights and freedoms and qualities of life. So thanks for listening. I feel better now.
Good man.
Take care.
And we are running out of time on the bridge. I wanted to get over the top of this thing and take a look at the other side. Oh, 68 years old. Look at this pool. Just don't see any steelhead roaming around in it. But I don't think this water was here last time we looked a week ago. No trouties, no steelhead. Oh. Well, one more place to go check. This is Oliver signing off. Carmel River, Esalen Road, Rosie's Cracker Barrel. October 17th, 2015.